Hi, I want to start by saying that I am sorry it's taken me so long to get another video out. I was doing some other things, and a lot of paperwork fell behind with the pandemic, so I was getting a lot of that sorted out. So I do apologize. I'm going to get back into a more regular routine for putting out some content for you, and hopefully you'll find something useful in it. With that in mind, here we go. Hi, welcome to Gray Zone Therapy. I'm Marcus Kupala. You might recognize me from such gold standard videos as the Yukon Trail and Yukon Cornelius, the Savior of Christmas. I'd like to ask you this question. How much is your time worth? No, really, how much is your time worth? How much of your time would you sell for money or happiness? Time is irreplaceable. With time, with enough time, you can buy anything. But no amount of money will ever buy the smallest amount of time. So we have to choose how we spend our time wisely. And the gold standard is to spend more and more of that time on work, which is aimed often at financial success. But no amount of money will ever buy the smallest amount of time. So what is your time worth? I would argue if you're chasing the gold standard of financial success and you are admiring the hustle, then you might be underselling yourself because you're selling an irreplaceable resource for something that, for most of us, doesn't actually make us happy. Yes, we all like having a big house or a nice car or two, but it also costs us our relationships. It costs us our happiness. By the time somebody comes to therapy to try and make things better, they're often very, very unhappy and also have made many commitments, many financial commitments, and feel trapped. There's no way out. And so changes are necessary. So we need to let go of the gold standard and embrace the black standard, the opposite of the gold standard. Setting boundaries, working this many hours a week, no more. Because you only get to spend your time once. Where do you want to spend it? The gold standard, for one, is often created by those in a position of very high power and achievement, often which is no longer accessible to those beneath them. For example, generationally achieved success. Those of previous generations had opportunities that are no longer accessible, yet the idea that their successors should aspire to be just like them and to achieve it in the same way pervades many industries. For example, take business generally. Many specific businesses within the business community of business always talk about the grind, the hustle, and how you need to work harder and you need to, for example, be always available. This is a big one, being always available. This is what's required to do. The gold standard of achievement is working 80 hours a week. Most people, when they talk about their goals and their priorities, their values aren't about the hustle. Their priorities are, for example, my family, my wife, my husband, my children. So somebody who has achieved great success as the leader or the CEO or the owner and is 10, 15, 40 years older than the staff under them is going to have a different level of success. They're going to have another 0 or 2 behind their paycheck. Right? I own the business, so I get more money, or I'm the manager, or I'm the this. But you know what? You need to put forth this hustle to show me that you value it so that you can achieve this same success. And yet, we will be denied the successes that we do have if we want to work less than 60 hours a week, if we want to spend some time with our family, knowing that the most we could reasonably achieve is maybe to buy a home. Right? Finances have changed. The world has changed. And so the gold standard is an illusion. What we want is the black standard, which is the opposite of that false gold standard. The black standard is something that your predecessor or your employer might say, well, you shouldn't want that. You know, you should be doing this thing. You should be doing the thing that I said works. You should be doing the thing that I want because it's my business. So the black standard might be saying, I want to work 45 hours a week, or God forbid, I want to work 40 hours a week. After all, how many of you are paid only for 40 hours? And yet you're expected to put out more and more with this carrot of success dangled before you that isn't actually accessible. And yet they still reach for that gold standard because we've been taught that that's how you achieve success, and we've also been taught that success means wealth, financial wealth, and only financial wealth. Well, what if the black standard of success means my bills are paid, I have a little bit of extra money, I have great relationships, and I'm happy? If you make $150,000 a year, how much money, how much actual money of that would you be willing to pay to be happy? I'll pick a number for you because I can't hear you. This is a video. Let's say you said $30,000. Marcus, I would pay $30,000 to be happy. Then that's the same as making $120,000 and being happy. You have paid that $30,000. So I'm letting that sink for just a moment. If you're willing to pay X amount of dollars, then you can find a job that is that many dollars less and be happy. And you have to choose how much is your happiness actually worth to you. You might have to trade that off in income in order to be home for your child's first steps, to be the husband or wife that you want to be the healthier you that you want to be. Maybe you need that time to go to the gym or to take up archery or painting or something, writing. Point being, you can choose to be happy if you're willing to pay the price. That's the black standard. The black standard is being willing to pay the price for something real, happiness that I can live in, rather than chasing the false gold standard, which is no longer accessible to you, but is dangled as this reward that you can't achieve, while denying the actual cost to your personal life. And that's it. Those are my thoughts on the gold standard. Stay away. It is a false hope. Aim for the black standard, the opposite of the gold standard. Something that will actually make you happy.